Thank you for tuning in to another Let's Get Graphic. I don't really know when I'm going to get a chance to upload this because I've been a little behind in my reading, so I hesitate to do the uploads. Lately, I've been super excited. I go on Goodreads, I look at the recommendations, and then I go and I request the books from my library, and yeah, I got a little over enthusiastic, so I have stacks of books to read yet. And I've been trying to read them as fast as I can, but let's get on with this and show you what I got based on the Goodreads recommendations on stuff I've already read. This is Sweet Tooth, and this is the Wild Game volume. I first encountered Sweet Tooth because checked out Show. I watched one of her videos, and she was talking very high praise about Jeff Lemire and how she absolutely loved this series, so it intrigued me, and I wanted to see what the rest of that series was like, so I got it. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world where there are human-animal hybrids, if that makes any sense. And Sweet Tooth is a deer-human hybrid, and he lives in this world. He's trying to survive, and let's see what happens. Another one is, please, don't get offended if I don't pronounce this name correctly. I'm not very familiar with Japanese culture, so I think it's Barefoot Gen. I don't know if it's Gen or if it's Gen. But this was a Goodreads recommendation, and I was surprised by how small it is. I'm not a big manga reader, so I was kind of hesitant to get this one. I was hoping it was going to be the regular size of a graphic novel. But the fact that it's autobiographical and it's the story of the Hiroshima bombing and its aftermath really intrigued me, so that's why I wanted to read this. And, of course, it's black and white inside. Now, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't really have a lot of experience with mangas, I thought they were supposed to open up backwards, but this one is forward, so I don't know why that is. And I got volume 2. I figured I would get both of them. I'm not even sure I'm going to like the first volume, but I got volume 2 just because I really like the complete stuff. I don't like to be one of those people that can just start reading a series and then not finish it. Another Goodreads recommended graphic novel was Saga by Brian K. Vaughan. It comes out by Image Comics. I have no idea what this book is about. I just know that I had seen that Stephanie Spines, I think that's what her channel name is, she had, I guess she really enjoys this series, and when I saw that she got the latest comic book issues, I told her, I said, well, I had checked this out from my library, but I had yet to read it, and I'm hoping that because you guys like this series that I will enjoy it too, so we'll have to wait and see how that one is. Because, just because everybody else likes it doesn't mean I'm going to like it. And of course, I got Saga Book 2. And there's, like I said, I've never read this series, so I honestly can't even tell you guys what it's about. I just got it because it was recommended to me. Planetary Volume 2. Now, I'm pretty sure I had read Planetary Volume 1. I don't know if maybe I just never marked it as read or not, but according to my Goodreads, it's acting like I haven't read Planetary 1. Maybe I'm confusing it with a different series, and I don't know, but I got a couple of these, and I got Planetary 3. I think it's kind of weird how each volume is a different color. And then there's Crossed. This is by Avatar, which I've never even heard of this company before. Blink of an eye, humanity is lost. The Crossed are upon us. Men, women, and children alike fall victims to the mystery infection that makes killers out of patients and rapists out of lovers. Sounds weird, so it sounds almost like that 28 Days Later, some kind of rage virus maybe. So that might be an interesting read. I got Powers Roleplay, another Image comic, and I think I might have read one of these Power books before. Not really sure. But it's a different superhero type graphic novel that I have yet checked out. Red Robin Collision. Red Robin, this is one of the Robins, but he's all grown up, and this is his alter ego like Batman. I got a couple of those. I got Red Robin Hit List. I'm not really a big DC fan, so I don't know how I'm going to, if I'm going to like these or not. I got Daredevil, The Man Without Fear. I've really not really read any Daredevil before, and I think I got this one. It's a Marvel Knights one, and I think I got it because this is supposed to be the one I think that Kevin Smith wrote, but it doesn't. I don't see his name on it, so maybe it's not that one. And Batman Night of the Owls. This was one that was recommended, and I don't know how Goodreads does their recommendations. I don't know if it's based on like how many stars you gave another book or what, but another booktuber had told me they don't really trust the Goodreads recommendations because they haven't really been recommended anything good out of it. And I said, well, I'm like, that's kind of funny because I'm like, a lot of the stuff that Goodreads recommends me, I've really enjoyed, surprisingly. Like, one of the most recent books that I had read from a Goodreads recommendation was it was a zombie book. I did a review of it too, I think. Oh man, it was a Joe Ledger series, and I really enjoyed that book. I think it was Patient Zero. That's that. I'm not 100% on that, but that was a recommendation from Goodreads, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed it more so than I thought I was going to. This is Astro City Dark Ages. I had showed you guys other Astro City books in the haul before this one. So, like, before I upload this, I will have read those, or at least gotten close to reading those. And I still have not read any of those Astro City books, but I got a bunch of them. Because for some reason, I was thinking, yeah, I'm going to love this series or something, so just grab them all. Sometimes I do that too. And this is by Wildstorm, another comic book company. So that is the graphic novel haul, one of my more recent ones. I still have another one to do yet. And I took out a couple of Joe Hill-based graphic novels. They're not Lock and Key, they're something else, which I didn't even know there were other Joe Hill graphic novels out there. And one of them is an audio book, and I wasn't sure if I should include that in that haul, but I've never really had an exposure to audiobooks before, so it's a first for me. I tried to listen to it in my car when I was riding with my wife, and I just couldn't pay attention to it. So I'm going to sit down one of these days, and I'm just going to pop it in and listen to it. And that's the only thing I kept thinking about audiobooks is, like, it's different than reading. When you read, you're committed to it. But when it comes to an audiobook, you're kind of listening to it. And it's not like music. You don't put your full into it to listen to every little word that's being said. And that's why I was kind of hesitant to do an audiobook, because I don't really have that much attention span to commit to something like that. And it sucks because, like, this story I could only find formatted on audio. So I guess if I really want to hear or know the story, I have to listen to the audiobook. Sorry to ramble on, but that is my Let's Get Graphic. Until next time, check you guys later.